Hey friends, this is the Smart Home 101 program from Meros. Last time, you've already seen how to set up an easy smart home for $100 on our channel. Here today, we'd like to talk about some amazing features that you may have never noticed before, and wrap up with some demonstrations. Let's start with one of the most basic and accessible smart home devices, Meros Smart Plugs. This is a great way to start if you are just looking into building a smart home. Most people will think that I can turn all lamps in my home into smart and control them in HomeKit when they get a smart plug. But it can also be cooperated in your scenes and automation. And I'd like to share some cases to show how this can be used. The first one is security. Add the smart plug for the lamp near your window and set it timed in HomeKit automation. If you've ever remained light before for security reasons to prevent burglars or whoever from breaking into your house, using a smart plug with a timer to control the lamp is a good idea when you're not at home in the evening. It's not just about the security of faking that you're in the place, but also about the safety and security of preventing fires or disabling something that might potentially be dangerous. Have you ever forgotten to switch off some high wattage appliances like a heater, electric tea kettle, and coffee maker after leaving? This remote control can easily solve this problem. Or just like this. Hey Siri, switch off the smart plug.
Okay.
This is also a good way that helps save power, plugging it into some power-hungry devices like a TV. When you're not using these, but it's still on standby, just switch off the smart plug. And yes, you do not need to plug it out every time. Moreover, we improved our system so that all Meros devices now support local control. When the home network disconnects from the internet, you can still control devices from the Meros app locally. Not only the simple controlling, but also routine schedule is also stored locally, like switching on the coffee machine by smart plugs and turning on the lamp in your entrance, both at 5 PM, before you go back home if you set. It will still perform even if the internet is down. Alright, next we go to Meros Smart RGB CW bulb MSL120HK. Of course, the first thing we need to do is screw and pair it. You can choose the different smart home ecosystem to use, and this bulb can work with Apple HomeKit, Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, and SmartThings. Okay, we'll show you how they work with HomeKit. Now imagine that you have added 4 bulbs individually in the same room, and want to control them all at the same time. You can do that really easily. Back to the main screen of the Home app and set them in one group. Now is it. You can easily tap to turn them on and off. You can also add them to the different rooms, like 2 in the living room and the others in the kitchen. Imagine how fun they could be. And you could also add different routines and timers, like turning them on when you need and turning them off when you leave. So that's the magic, that's why Smart Home brings to everybody. Now, let's talk about some of the improved aspects. These bulbs are with RGB CW LEDs. You all may know the means of RGB, but what are the acronym mean for CW? And what are the differences between this and RGB? Let's see this picture to get a quick understanding of RGB and RGB-CW. The largest difference you can see is that RGB-CW bulbs have 2 more LEDs than RGB. So the CW LEDs can provide 2700 to 6500 K color temperature. Some RGB bulbs manufacturers will claim that you can get a cool white by mixing some of the blue colors, and get a warm white by mixing some of the red. But the truth is that you're not really getting true cool and warm white, you know. So with the RGB CW, you've got different colors or core colors that can make up any color, and you've also gotten C, which is your cool white, which goes up to 6500 Kelvin, and then you've also got the warm white, which goes to 2700 Kelvin. The other improvement is the optimization connection of our RGB CW smart bulbs. The updated version has improved a separate antenna for a stronger signal, and also the stable Wi-Fi connection. Not only this, the high saturation colours are more vivid, while the low saturation colours are brighter and more accurate. Now we go to another device that cannot be ignored when you plan to build a smart home, the switches. If you just want to make your chandelier smart and have no demands on RGB, changing the switches into smart is a good choice. You might think changing the switches is a little harder for you than plugging in and screwing bulbs, For this situation, we've added a detailed installation guide for switches in the Meros app like this. So the question may go, to what can smart switches bring to me? We want to make an example with our smart dimmer switch, MSS560HK. The first and the most important is that your families and guests can still use the wall switch as normal, and the switch on or off will not gonna mess up your automation and scenes compared with the smart bulbs. The next is that automation. You may ask whether it's really necessary to control your lights with the phone. The fact is not usually, and the more useful is the automation or scenes. Although installing would be more complicated than bulbs, the switch's automation is easier to set in the Home app or Meros app. Like setting the lights on when you come home, or setting outdoor lights to turn off or on with the sunrise and sunset. And also, with the dimmer switch automation, you could fall asleep and wake up both with the automatically dimmer light. And when you get more profound about the smart switch, you may always want to know why most of these needs neutral wire. The reason is that the smart switch needs to stay powered all the time, and the neutral allows the switch to stay powered even when the light is off. The switch uses the neutral wire to return the current back to the DB mains when the switch is off. Although there are many non-neutral wire smart switches on the market, compared with these, with neutral wire, the switch will be more stable to keep connected, and it also offers a quick response in the remote control. And some newcomers to the smart home may also ask how to check if I have the neutral wire in my house. If the house was built after the 90s, you do not need to be worried about that. You can also check your switch box if there has a wire in white colour. Congratulations! That's the neutral wire. Those are just a few examples of how you can build a smart home in some basic smart devices. Comment and tell us how you plan to use these to build your own. We love to interact with our community, and we're drawing inspiration from you every single day so that we can bring you the best possible products. Also, we'd appreciate that if you subscribe to our social media accounts. That way, you'll know the moment we release the new content. Thanks for joining us, Smart Home 101 program, and we'll see you next time.